My name is Stefan. I am currently the Managing Director of Bluecube Systems, which is recently been bought over by Draslovka. I've been with the company since January 2018. Before that, I've been in the mining industry for about 18 years. Draslovka Analyzers, that is built on the brand of Bluecube. We basically focus on customers that is a need where they need to both analyze or measure heavy minerals or heavy elements like iron and your base metals and gold and so on. But what it really distinguishes itself is where the customer is interested in both lighter minerals like sulfur, silicas and so on, and then combine that with their main metal that they're going after. And that's what's making unique. So it's being able to measure all the needs of the customer in one instrument and not having to try to do it with one instrument and then either not do it at all or having a second instrument in place. So that I would say is one of our biggest advantages. The other thing that's quite good with the analyzer is the space it requires. It's not especially aftermarket and after the plant is running, it's easy to retrofit it. Our main customers in the South African context would be PGMs and chrome. In Australia, it will be mainly base metals and a little bit of iron and gold especially. In Europe, it tend to be copper and gold. And then in Africa, also gold and copper. So the issues that our customers face is the changing of ore types. Ore types becomes more complex, becomes more variable and so on. So the need to have an online analyzer to track those changes in real time is a big plus for our customers, and that's really what they're after. How do they compensate for those changes in a rapid time to optimize their recovery and the quality of their product? So the biggest pain points of the XRF analyzer is that if it is an existing plant with no XRF analyzer, it's extremely difficult, impossible to retrofit the analyzer. If it's existing plant, to the continuous pumping and clearing of pumping lines and sample lines is a challenge. And then thirdly, when a customer, in a few cases, they need a specific analysis of a measurement that an XRF analyzer is just incapable of supplying. The Draslovka mineral analyzers are different because they supply not only an elemental analysis or particle size analysis, but there's a lot of rich other data that can be used to, for example, predict solubility, leachability, and it's really those mining, I would say, of those sort of parameters that's not been available to the mining industry before that can be a real focus and changing how we look at using analyzers. And that is not at all possible with your traditional XRF analyzers. So it's really how do you extract that value out from analyzers that can provide a rich amount of data and not only very specific, concrete results, but give you a much bigger picture of what is going on in the process. And I think that is a big advantage that Draslovka is building on and can use to optimize mines and drive this sustainability in mines going forward. The most standout features of the Draslovka analyzers is, first of all, they are safe. There's no X-ray source or something. It's just safe. We just use normal visible light to provide us this rich data that we then model the outputs that's required by site. So that's important to note. The second one is this concept that we can provide what the customer needs in terms of elemental analysis, both in terms of heavier metals, but also lighter elements such as sulfur and silica, for example. So the combination of having the same instrument to provide all those elements combined with particle size in some instances, provides a rich amount of data that can be used to optimize the client's site. The third is the simplicity of installation. It's quite a compact installation process, doesn't require a lot of retrofitting, not extensive amount of engineering, very minimal. So the disruption in terms of retrofitting to a site or even installing it on a new site is minimal, and therefore it's really a big advantage. But the Draslovka is coming with a fresh approach in the mining industry. The mining industry, in terms of processing and so on, for a long time, not completely stagnant, but there's not been a big, game-changing happening. When I think of the technology that Draslovka is bringing, I'm thinking back in the 80s and late 90s when we had carbon and pulp and carbon leach process coming along, and it really dramatically changed, specifically the processing of gold and the extraction of gold. But what the Draslovka and specifically its lysine technology is bringing, it's opening the door to extract new ore bodies and complex ore bodies that wasn't able to be extracted before in a safe and sustainable way. And that potential is really what will enable us to transform the mining industry.